All 5 kids had responded the same way. "We love the nanny, she's great. Could she come back next Friday?" That was the reaction, and so Sally Ann was once again on her way to the Red House on the Hill. Owned by a British record company, High Rising Records, or at least the land was. Home to 5 kids nobody really knew where it came from, and to 2 musicians, Raven and Troy, when they were home. Everyone needed the nanny. Raven was flying around giving Sally instructions. She and Troy would be leaving for work soon, so would Craig and Toby, who'd come over for dinner and to catch the beginning of a football match, which would probably be over before anyone got to the airport. All 4 would be leaving shortly. Also, the 3 older kids, Cookie, Snowflake and Babe, would be leaving too, because they were going out to see some friends and go to a party. They were going to return in the morning. So, the 2 little rascals, Stella and Mew, is of course staying here in the house with you, said Raven. That's great, said Sally. The 3 older kids were in the living room, sending out a message about how much they looked forward to be going out tonight, and that they were missing whoever was in the other end. "We miss you guys so much," they said. Stella and Mew was not going out. "Someone has to stay around here and get some work done," said Stella. And there were mixed opinions about whether or not that was important. Mew continued on her own, giving a technical explanation on how the scrap from the airport had been useful, but that the biggest problem still remained: getting the engine to run smoothly without blowing up. Because of that, Stella and her would still have some work to do on this Friday night in the backyard. A few minutes after, the Red House on the Hill was completely empty. Sally decided to unpack and get some homework done. She felt a bit more familiar with the place by now, including the funny details. With older houses, you'd usually find that doors and windows were lower, but with this house, that didn't seem to be the case. The doors were a little too wide, the door knobs were placed a little too high. It looked as if a giant had lived here back in the day. And where exactly were the kids? They were supposed to be in the backyard, but there was nothing there. After a while, Sally got a call from Mew. "Hey, Sally, would you make me a cup of hot chocolate?" "Sure," said Sally. "Where are you guys?" "We're in the backyard. Or more precisely, we are underneath the backyard. You might want to put on your jacket. Call us back, we'll guide you to where we are." "Right," said Sally. In the kitchen, she managed to find chocolate, syrup, sugar, and some spices. She didn't call the kids right away. If these kids really were underneath the backyard, doing serious work with real pieces from airplanes, and if they knew what they were doing, she definitely wasn't going to call them back and ask how to make a cup of hot chocolate. "Okay, I'm ready. Out the back door first?" asked Sally. "Yeah, kind of," said the kids. Stella began guiding Sally through a maze of tunnels and little stairs. It turned out that the Red House had quite a basement below. In the beginning, it got colder and darker as Sally went deeper and deeper. "Look, you guys," she said, "this hot chocolate is not going to be that interesting to drink if this continues." "Don't worry," said Stella. "You are almost there. Can you see me? I'm right here." "Oh yeah," said Sally. "Thanks for the chocolate," said Stella. "You're welcome," said Sally. "Nice place." Finding her way back to the living room wasn't so hard. She tried getting on with her studies, but felt a bit tired all of a sudden. And she thought that maybe she could sit down for a while on the couch and get some rest. Just for a short while. She ended up sleeping like a rock, though. Sally woke up hours later when she heard someone at the front door. It was Cookie, Snowflake, and Babe, who'd now returned. They all smelled of party and junk food. They greeted Sally loudly and immediately started hushing on each other. Stella came in with hot cocoa for the older kids. Mew had already gone to sleep, and apparently the two had finished their work underneath the backyard. Raven and Troy came back shortly after, and Sally would be on her way home. "I'm sorry," said Sally, "I have to ask you, are they building a spaceship underneath the backyard?" "Yeah, well," said Raven, "they could be. You know how kids are." "Yeah, I guess," said Sally. "I'll be on my way home now. I'll see you next Friday." "See you next Friday," said Raven.